Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? If you remember, last time we'd completely stripped this engine apart in order to try to find some things from underneath. And we just take a quick closer look at it. Now what I had found inside was a piston with conrod. I actually said it was piston with conrad to start with, and then realised it said conrod. I still don't really know what it was. Petrio Gracemark, a long-time fan of this particular series, has pointed out that it actually means a piston with a connecting rod on it. I had no idea. As many of you have probably guessed by now, fixing cars is not exactly my strong point. However, it's not stopped me from enjoying this game. I'm really enjoying this game, so much so that I have only just gone and purchased the 3 DLCs that are available. There was a Mazda one, there was another one, I can't remember what it was, and a just recently released Jeep one as well. So I bought the 3 DLCs to kind of add a bit of extra depth to it a little bit later on, I'm hoping, and you know, just because I'm enjoying it that much. So what we need to do today is we need to start putting this car back together. We sort of figured out all of these bits, and I did go and buy, I'm pretty sure I bought all of those. So what I need to do now is I need to, the piston rings, the serpentine belt, and all of that is all got to go back in. And, you know, I don't actually remember how I put this stuff back in. I think, well, first of all, we go to part mount mode, and then I think that I go to the piston with conrad. That I say, yes, it definitely looks like conrad, but conrod. It's piston with conrod, apparently. That's what it should be. So we can put that one back in there, and we want the piston there, and then we want the brand new piston rings to go on it as well. Yes, that's what we want. So that goes in there, so we've got conrad back in place, and then there's a piece that goes in underneath, and I'm pretty sure I need to, yeah, if I get the car up on the lifter, I could do that bit from underneath, and I can put a few of the bits on as well, and then we can go back to doing the pieces on the top. Now, I took the bottom out of the engine, and then I ended up having to pay extra money because I forgot to drain the oil out first, so we mustn't forget to do that next time. So let's go up here and take a look. So you've got the crankshaft bearing cap there, and another one there. Is there anything else that I need to take off? I'm not quite sure. Let me go to part mount. Oh, I see. Right. We had the rod cap there. Sorry, I just had to go and sneeze. That's why I had to pause. We want to put these back on. We got 3 of them. It doesn't actually matter which one we put on, but if we have found in the past that if we need to replace one of a group of items, we've got to make sure that we place the correct one with the new part, or it doesn't actually register as being done, which is a little bit of a shame because I don't think it should matter which way round they go. So then we've got the oil pan to put back on, so we'll put that one on there. Yep, that's the one that we want. We've got 4 bolts on either, 1 on each corner. Put those back on, and yes, it does help if you replace, when you take that one off, it does help if you drain the oil out first, otherwise it makes a terrible mess everywhere. So we've got a brand new front exhaust section to go on there, and then we've got the oil filter, an i4 oil filter. That one's in good enough condition anyway. But I think that is everything that needs to go on from underneath. Don't think there's anything else to go on under here. So we can come out from this mode, and we can go over and we can lower the machine back down again, and we can get started in the top. So we've got all the alternator and everything else to put back on this one. Which bits do we put on first? I don't actually know which way around you're supposed to put these bits. I would guess that we could put the alternator back on. That's not going to hurt going back on there, is it? So we can screw that one back onto the side. And then I think we need to put the bits on the top. We need to get this engine head. That's got to go in. So we put that one on. And I'm pretty sure that I was right in that the pistons have got to come out the top. You can't take them out the bottom, can you? So we did actually do this the right way round. I'm sure, well, I hope we did. I really do hope that we did. And nobody's pointed out that I've done it wrong, so I'm kind of hoping that we haven't. So we've got one at 100% there, which means that I've got a replacement. So what I'm going to do... No, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. I'm going to go to car status, and I'm going to highlight the spark plug that we need to replace. So then if I go back in here... and it's that one in there, number 4. So let me go part mount, and that is the one that we've got to put in as a new one. And then the others, it doesn't matter. We can put those back in however. But it's just that you've got to make sure you get that new one in right. So if we put that one in there, and then we put the last one over here, 67%. The minimum condition has got to be 64%. So long as it's above 64, everything is tickety-boo. So let's put the engine head on. I think we got that right. I don't think there's anything else that I needed to put on first. At least I hope there isn't. So we put those on there. And then we're looking at... Oh, no, it won't let you. If you've missed a piece out, it won't actually let you do it, will it? So we put these ignition coils on. All of these are okay. There was one other bit, this like the fuel DUI rail, something. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, there was definitely a thing that we had to do. This one's got loads of nuts that we've got, bolts that we've got to do up. So put all of these in. I'm really hoping that very soon, I mean, this job should get us a whole load of XP, so it should get us a long way towards being able to unlock the second lifter. And as soon as we can do that, we're going to take our own car, the one that we bought at the barn find, and we're going to completely strip everything we can out of that one. We're going to completely strip it apart all the way, and then once we've done that, we can, so we want to put that one back on there. Once we've stripped it all apart, we'll then start putting it back together with any parts below 75% being either repaired or replaced. One or the other. That's how we're going to do that one. And hopefully that will work. It's kind of the way that I'd like to try and do it, at least. And whether this is going to work or not, I'm not quite sure. But it's going to be interesting to find out, I think. So I want to put, actually I want to put that one on there. Cam gear, and then another cam gear on there. Then we got the timing belt. That one was just fine as it was. We timing cover over the top. I'm hoping that we haven't forgotten anything. There was a serpentine belt, but I think that's on the outside here that we had to do. So let's just zoom in a little bit. We've got that crankshaft pulley there. And put that one in. Then we've got a tensioner, or idler roller there. And that one can go in. There'll be a tensioner to put on in a minute as well. We've got a water pump there. I'm pretty sure that water pump is one that we repaired, isn't it? Serpentine belt B, that's a replacement one. And then we put the belt tensioner on. Do that one up. And we've got another belt down here, serpentine belt A. That one's on there. And, you know, I think that we're just about done here. I think that's everything, isn't it? We've done all of this. We've done all of those bits. We've got to put some oil in, and we've done everything else. Let me just come out of there a moment, and we go car status. Everything is done on there, and car is lap, and that's all done on there. Right, so the only thing that we got left to do is to put a little bit of oil in. Can we, actually, we'll do that now, and then we can put we can worry about taking off the lifter in a minute. So let's just lift that up. This has got to be filled right up. We drained it right out, every single drop. So just keep going, and going, and going, and going. There we go. Let's try that. Just press escape to come out of there, and then I want to check the oil dipstick, and that's close enough. That's good enough for me. Okay, so we managed to put this, we've actually put that back together a lot faster than I thought we would. I thought it would take a lot longer than that to do. I'm quite impressed with just how quickly we managed to get through that. I'm really pleased with that, actually. Okay, let's go to car status. Everything's done on there, and everything's done on there. Total payout 729. Is that it? We had to completely strip the whole thing apart, and that's all we get. But we are now level 10. We're 4327 out of 4890, so we're doing quite well. We've got 2 levels to go till we can get to here. We have 1 upgrade skill point available, so what are we going to do? Compression tester, general condition of the engine, parts like cylinder head, engine block, and pistons will be examined. You can use it from the pie menu while in part overview. That seems to be really good. 5% more income for finished orders. Ooh, money. Money is always good. And that's faster screwing and unscrewing, 100% faster part examination, electric multimeter. I don't know whether we want to get the OBD scanner. Components connected to the car's computer does not work with older cars. You can use it from the pie menu. One of these 3 I think we want, really. It's got to be one of these 3. I think that we will go for the compression tester. I mean, I've got no idea if this is going to be useful or not. General condition of the engine. I guess that's good. I mean, you find out the condition when you strip everything apart anyway. And then we've got connections. You can use this from the pie menu as well. Alright, let's go for the compression thing. I have absolutely no idea if it's going to be beneficial to us or not. Not a clue. I don't know anything about it. Okay, so we've got this one, and a couple of people did suggest that I should do some of these story mode ones. The reason that I'm not at the moment is because you've got to do the whole diagnosis thing with them, and let's go for the Mazda. I don't care what it is. It's part of the DLC, so let's take that one quickly before we lose it. This is one of the DLC things, so it's something a little bit different, one that we've not seen before. That's a very small looking car, isn't it? Tiny, tiny little car, that is. I mean, it does look good. It does look pretty good. Okay, let's see what's actually wrong with it. I needed to take it quickly because of the timer was ticking down. We only had... engine power has failed. Part not discovered. Okay, so clutch release bearing. Strange noise from the engine bay. Loud when accelerating. Part not discovered. Gearbox shifts. You know, I probably shouldn't take in this one because most of this is parts not discovered. Gears keep slipping. Clutch release bearing, flywheel, clutch pressure plate, clutch plate. We can get those 4 bits, and we can get the release bearing. That's also that one. Okay, so if I get those bits first, then we can get the car over there and get started on taking a good look at it. Right, I picked up those 4 items that were requested, so let's just move this one over to car lifter A, and we can start taking a look at it. So, what was the issues again? So we've got engine power failed. Now, that could be the battery, but it could be anything. That literally could be anything. Strange noise is the clutch release bearing. Loud when accelerating. That could very well be something to do with the exhaust pipe. So let's get the thing up in the air and take a look at it. So we can just put it up onto these bits, and we want to go right up in the air and want to take a look underneath first so that we can find out if it's the actual exhaust pipe or not. And looking under here, that exhaust pipe doesn't seem to be in very good condition. We've got the end exhaust there, which seems all right. And then we've got the exhaust pipe here. We can take that one off. That one was at 14%. Middle muffler, that one's at 10%. We'll look at the rear. That one's at 53, so that one's actually all right. The catalytic converter, again, right. We'll take off the catalytic converter. That one's at 63. And then we've got this one. I think this one's actually going to be all right as well. Let's just see what that one comes out at. 13%. Okay, so that's going to be several of the bits. Loud when accelerating. We got front exhaust section, middle muffler, and exhaust pipe. There's one more piece for that. That one's done, and then we've got the engine power. So, well, we've got the gearbox. We've got a whole load of issues with the gearbox here, by the look of it. And it doesn't look like we can easily see anything else. What is that bit there? Oh, that's the exhaust manifold on this one. Right, we've got to do that one from the top. So now if we can jump out, and we've got to get that starter motor off so that we can take a look at the gearbox. We've got to take apart the gearbox so that we can get access to the clutch. So let's take a look in here. We've got the intake manifold on the top. That looks... I don't know if that's in good condition or not. We've got this piece on the side. I don't know what that is. That was at 51%. What is the percentage that we've got to have it at? 51% is minimal condition. So it's not in great condition anyway, this vehicle. It's not very well maintained by the look of it. That one is 30%. So that's another... The intake manifold is the other one that we've got to do. And the exhaust manifold there, I reckon, is another one that's going to end up being... needing to be replaced. So let's just remove that. That one's at 10% as well. That should be, I think, everything. Oh, we've got one more part not discovered. Clutch release bearing. We've got all of those there. And gearbox shifts rough. Well, that might be the actual gearbox itself. So in order to take the gearbox off, we want to take this starter here. What? I thought that was from the top as well. From underneath. Oh well. We'll lift it back up in the air. We can get that starter motor off, and we've also got the drive shaft that we can take a look at as well. That looked like there was something going on a bit. Well, we've got to remove the drive shaft in order to be able to take the gearbox off. So we've got 4 over there. Like that. And there are another 4 over there. You can't zoom in any closer with those bolts. You can't go up close and take a good look at them. So we got that one off of there. So let's just spin round and back up again. And now I need to get that starter motor. Can I go a bit closer? There we go. Go to the starter, and I can take that one off. I'm sure it said that it's only accessible from the engine bay, which means that it's when it's lower down. So the gearbox is one that does have to come off. So let's remove all of those, and I got a feeling that might be the one that we've got to do. Gearbox at 10%. So let's go to car status. Oh, still a part not discovered. Clutch. There's all of that one there. The gearbox shift's rough. That one's done. And we've got everything there. So there's one item that we haven't found on engine power. And we're not quite sure what that is. So let's just... Oh, no. We've got to do clutch release bearing. And then the clutch pressure plate, which is this one. Take all of those bits off. It's nice and easy taking these bits off. You wouldn't think it was this easy, would you? But yeah, it's ever so easy just to remove all of these parts. All you've got to do is just you click, and that's it. It's done. I don't remember it being this easy when I was younger and having to help my dad do it with my own car. Oh, I hated doing that. I seriously hated doing that. In real life, I detest working on cars. I absolutely can't stand it. I am not mechanically minded. Absolutely not whatsoever. And mending cars was my idea of an afternoon from hell. I really didn't like it at all. So let's come out from under there and... Right, I've got a couple of extra bits that I need to get now. I do want to lower it down a moment and just see if the battery is the other bit that's causing it to lose engine power. Let's just try that one. 69%, so it's not the battery. So there's still an item somewhere on this machine that is causing it problems. What that might... So we've lost engine power. So we try the ignition wires. We'll take those off there at 65%. Ignition coil. Let's take that off. That is at 27%, the ignition coil. Okay, I'm getting really good at this. I'm finally being able to figure it out. This is fantastic. I actually managed to find an ignition coil. It's because we've done it before. I mean, yes, I might not be very mechanically minded, and I might not really like doing it in real life, but I am able to learn very slowly from constant mistakes. Right. I'm going to buy the other bits that we need, which are, well, we got those 4. We need a new gearbox. I need these sections here, all 4 of those. And need the... Well, actually, we've got the clutch release bearing already. And I also need those 2 there, the ignition coil and the intake manifold. I'll get all of those, and then we can start putting it all back together again. Right, I think I've got all of the bits that we now need. So hopefully we can start putting all of this stuff back together. So let's go to part mount mode. And we want to put the intake manifold back on. Brand new one. You know, I probably should have gone over to the table to see what I could repair. That probably would have been better than just buying all new. However, what I think I'll do is we'll just do this now, and then I will go over to the table and see if I can repair anything. And if I can, well, that's got to be from underneath the car, so let's just zoom back out a minute and head over this side. I want to go over to this one, the throttle ROTA. That's one that we've taken off that we don't need to worry about. Put that one on. And you got the ignition coil. We probably should have done the ignition coil first, just to be a little bit easier rather than putting all of this stuff on over the top. But still, we've done it now. We've committed ourselves. And then you've got the ignition wires. We put all of those back on. They're in good condition anyway. And I think that's most of it from up here. Oh, we've got to put that battery back in. Would help if we did that. There we go. That one can go back. And I think most of the rest of it is from underneath. Yes, accessible from under the car. So let's go over here and raise that thing up in the air and get in underneath, and then we can start. So we'll leave the exhaust until after. We want to do the gearbox and stuff first. So let's go up here like this, and then we go to part mount mode. So we want to put on the flywheel. We've got a brand new one of these, and then we want to put in a brand shiny new clutch plate as well. And, you know, all these shiny new bits going into this old car is probably double the value of it. I know it does kind of look nice from the outside, but when you sort of look inside it, the whole thing was falling apart. It desperately needed a bit of work doing, really, didn't it? It desperately needed something. So we've got a gearbox here, brand new gearbox. This one cost me nearly $1,700 to buy that one. A very expensive gearbox, that was. So let's just put that back together there. I think that's all of it. Yes, and we can put the starter back on. And that's just a couple of bolts there and there. Right, that's all of that. We now need to put the exhaust back on. So we got this one. A couple pieces, couple bolts at that end and a couple at this end as well. And then we can move down here to the catalytic converter. That one goes on there. And then we go to the middle muffler. That one goes on there like that. We need to put this drive shaft back on as well. That's the one that was already on there, so let's just do those up. I don't like that you can't zoom into the bolts at the end. It's very weird. You know, we're used to sort of being able to zoom right in on everything that we're working on, and so having to do it that way around, it does seem a little bit strange. So let's put that exhaust pipe on, and we want to go down to the rear muffler there, the V8. That one was already in fairly good condition, so we can jump off of there. I think that is everything done. I want to come around this side, lower it back down, and we can take a look as soon as it stops moving. There we go. What do we do? So we've done those top two. That one's done. All of those are done. That one's done, and all of those are done. Simple. Job bonus, 1,600. Money spent, 3,200. And total payout, $8,600. Not too shabby, I don't think. Let me just close the hood down and take it off the lifter. We can't leave it on the lifter or anything like that. That's unacceptable. So just take it down like that. And there we go. That is the Mazda. It's actually not a bad car, I suppose. But there we go. That's the Mazda. All done. All finished. I'm quite pleased with that. I think our efforts have been good. Excellent. Right, car status and finish order. Just like that. We didn't make level 11, not quite yet, but we got $25,000. So we got loads of cash coming in now. I think we've got time for another one. We got time to at least get started on another one. So what else have we got? Do we have any Jeeps? Oh, we got a Jeep. Okay, I want to have a look at the Jeep. We've got knocking sound from suspension and brake problems, and then we've got list provided for controlling the car. So, yeah, I think that one could be reasonably interesting. We've got a few different things that we've got to do with it. So let's take that order and take a look at this new Jeep. Okay, this one looks a lot better than the Mazda. I like this one already. And, okay. I mean, I know that Jeep is a US brand, and I'm not very familiar with Jeep at all. I'm more familiar with the likes of Land Rover, which tend to be a more compact vehicle, although this one does seem extremely compact. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that Jeep is a US brand. I'm going to find out now that I've gotten that completely wrong. People are already laughing at me whilst watching this video saying, Frith, you absolute moron. Do you not know anything about anything? I mean, seriously? So, yeah, if it's not a US brand, it was a deliberate mistake. I'm just waiting for people to point that out. That's all. Right, brake problems, 2 parts not discovered. So we've got to whip the wheels off and start investigating the brakes there. And then we've got knocking sound from suspension. We've got 3 more parts not discovered. So I think, actually, the easiest way to discover all of these bits is to first move the car into our rolling road in the test path in there. So if we take that one inside there, we can then give it a quick run around, and we can see, let's just open those doors, and we can see what is wrong with it exactly. So we want to go to test path. Yes, I want to proceed with this. This should tell us what's wrong with the brakes, and hopefully find out what's wrong with the not just the brakes, but also tell us what's wrong with the suspension. We've got a couple issues on the suspension. We shouldn't need to take this one to the track. I mean, actually, it wouldn't be bad taking it to the track. It'd be nice to see how the Jeep handles. Oh, I'm supposed to be holding the brake. There we go. Yeah, I'm just sat there talking. It would help if I actually did the thing properly. Right, so we want to move forward, put that one on, and hold the brake so that it actually does the test. That would be a good idea. Rear brakes. Ooh, right. So we got problems with the rear brakes. I think that's probably most of the issues that we've now found out. So we want to go on a bit more and stop. Now we just wait, and it rattles around the front suspension. So we've definitely got some issues there on the rear brakes. The front ones seem alright. Front... Right, I think that's front right suspension has got some issues there. And then rear suspension. This may actually give us all of the fault finding, so we're not going to need to worry about anything else. Brake drum. One of them is right down to 5%. See, everything else seems to be in pretty good condition. We've only got to repair it up to like 50%. How do I get out? Press escape like that, don't I? Right, so we go to this and then check the car status. Those 4 are fine. Oh, we've still got 3 parts not discovered there. We've got 1 brake drum discovered and the loud exhaust. So the next step is we are taking this to the test track. I don't want to do that. I want to move the car. I want to put this over in front of, not parking, garage entrance. There we go. Take that to the garage entrance, and then we can move it to the test track and just take it for a little spin around the track. So I go here, and then... Oh, we got 2 barn finds there that we can go to. We still... Oh, there's an off-road... Ooh! You got the standard track, but you also have an off-road track. I think this is added in with this. Oh, yes. We're definitely taking the Jeep to the off-road track. Here we go. This is going to be fun. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Right. We may not have time to actually repair the vehicle today, but we can still play. We can definitely play. Right. There's no driver. It's a little bit disconcerting. Driverless Jeep on the track. So what exactly are we supposed to be looking for? Has this actually got any kind of tests or anything? How much damage are we going to do to this Jeep trying to do this? Go on, let's go. I think we're supposed to go this way. I hope we are. Let's... Oh, I see. Right. Let's try this from inside the cab a minute. Ooh. Okay, that's not working. I think I might actually be breaking the customer's vehicle here. Maybe we need to go the other way. I really hope that you don't actually do damage, because this could end up costing us a lot of money if I've got this wrong. Now what? Do I go over or do I go round? Let's go over. Oh, this is fantastic. Up over here. And easy does it. Easy does it. Down over the other side. And we can come on round the ramps. The log ramp. Yeah. Okay, we got a really rough track here. We got a whole load of rough rocks to get through. That's seriously testing out the suspension, that is. I reckon that we do actually need to go on round and go down that steep hill that I tried to go up. Right, I can't get across that. That's just not letting me through. Maybe I need to go up round. Let's go this way. There we go. Just go round that. We're cheating a little bit, but it's okay. We don't mind. Up over here, and... Right, oh no, I definitely think that maybe I was... maybe. I'm pretty sure I was going the right way last time, because it ain't going... It's not going to do that, is it? Right, so what are we... It doesn't actually have any, like, test things like it did in the last one. And which way now? Well, I don't think I got to go that, because I'm pretty sure that I'm supposed to go over that other jump there. So I'll come this way. I don't know. I'm completely lost on the test track now. Oop. Now what? Well, this is a lot of fun, but it doesn't actually seem to be telling us anything. I'm guessing that this is kind of a play area rather than anything that you are actually supposed to use for diagnosis of your vehicle, especially after doing stuff like this to it. It's not going anywhere. I'm stuck now. Go on, you can do this. I thought these Jeeps were supposed to be like... Okay, I'm giving up. Let's return to garage. Okay, that was a lot of fun, but it doesn't really tell me anything. We're going to have to take it to the test track, I think, and test it properly, unless I've just damaged it. Because, I mean, I did smash into several of those rocks quite severely. I'm really hoping that I didn't do any more permanent damage. So, there's nothing there. No. Okay, so it does look like that's just a play-around track. So, let's go back to... No, I don't want to do that. I want to go main gate like that. And then I don't want the off-road track. I want the test track. And we're going to take the Jeep. We get this one over to the test track, we will run around and we'll see if we can use this to diagnose those 3 or 4 extra little problems that are present on it. I'm going to do this from outside the cab again with no driver. So first off, we have the acceleration test. We go through here and you just keep accelerating until you get down to the other end, and that's it. And the slalom test, how well that's going to work, I'm not really sure, because I'm going way too fast. Oh, no, I did it. I'm slowly getting there. It's difficult to control this one with the keyboard. I really must... I mean, I don't really... the suspension on this thing is going everywhere. I really don't want to, like, have my steering wheel plugged into this, because of the way that my steering wheel sort of takes up most of my computer station. And then it's very difficult to use the keyboard to like get around and control everything in the garage itself when I'm doing the work in there. So for that reason, because I don't do very much in the way of driving, that was a very poor stop. It's better if I just stick with the keyboard. Right, we've done that. Now, is it going to tell us anything new? We had one item that we found on our rolling road in our garage, and that was the brake drum. What are we going to find out here? Please tell us. Please tell us. Come on. A little bit quicker. And... really. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. We got a whole load of stuff here. Leaf spring plate, drum wheel cylinder, outer tie rod, leaf spring U-bolts. There's 3 leaf spring U-bolts there. More leaf springs. 4 leaf spring U-bolts. We've got 4 of those. I don't know where those are, where they're located, or I don't even know what they are. So, yeah. What do we got? That's everything on there, and everything on there, and everything on there. Right. Let's get this thing over onto the lifter. Be the next task, I think. Next stage. Car lifter A. So it's certainly fun using a customer's vehicle to go flying around a different track and destroying everything with it. I certainly wouldn't want to do that with my own vehicle because I'd be worried that I would damage it. You wouldn't want to treat your own vehicle like that, now would you? It's yeah, probably best if we don't continue along those lines, because someone's bound to get upset with me thinking that it's okay to treat a customer's car like that. Knocking sounds. Right, this is all. I think these are all. We got 4 leaf spring U-bolts there, a leaf spring plate, and an outer tie rod. And then I'm going to assume that those are the same ones. So we want an inner tie rod and an outer tie rod. That should be really easy to get, actually. We can just do those right now. We go main shop. And just go, if I go tie rod like that, then we've got 1 of each. We want 1 there, and we want 1 there. And then I can't remember what they're called. I can never remember what the names of any of these things are called. Right, so we've got leaf spring plate. I think that's the same one. So leaf spring plate and leaf spring U-bolt. So we go for 2 of those as well. Well, no, 1 leaf spring plate, isn't it? So leaf spring. So we want 2 leaf spring plates, don't we? Oh, I'm going to go for 1. I can't remember how many it was, actually. And we want 4 of these. 4. There we go. Right, so there's a whole load of those. And then what else did we want? So we go car status. I've got those. I've got those. Brake problems. I want a drum wheel cylinder and a brake drum. And then here we've got some exhaust pieces. So we won't worry about... Actually, let's do the drum wheel cylinder and the brake drum. No, let's not. I want to get this, and I just want to mark those 2 so that I can see where they are. Which side are you on? I've got no idea. Oh, there we go. Look, there's one over there. Oh, right. So we got the drum thing back there. There's another one over on that side. It's these here, these leaf spring U-bolts. Apparently there's quite a lot of them all over the place. How do you take this off? Okay, if I go to that one, accessible from under the car, and there's also the what's it? The tie rods, tie rod end, or the inner tie rod, or something like that. It was something. I seen it was rusty. I know that much. I know that rusty is bad. Rusty equals bad. That's about as far as I can get with my mechanical know-how. Right, so we take the leaf spring U-bolt off there, and that one was at 11%, and then we've got this one here as well. I'll take that one off there, and there as well. So that one was also at 15%, so we can replace both of those. Leaf spring plate at 10%, so I can do those on this side, and we've got that inner outer tie rod there. In order to do that, we've got to take this wheel off. So I can come around here. You can take the wheel off at any height, apparently. Let's remove these. I am going to have to wrap this up in a minute. I don't think we've got time to finish today, unfortunately. So now that I've removed that one, I can take off that outer tie rod. And I can do that inner tie rod. It's just the one, actually, for the tie rods. We don't need to do any more than those. So I can now actually go straight back to part mount, and I can put the new inner tie rod on. And I can put the new outer tie rod on. Do that one up. Then I can put this wheel back on. And put that one all back together. So, that's that one little bit done. Zoom out a bit. And then we can go back to this one. So I want to put the leaf spring plate there. That one can go on. And then I want the leaf spring U-bolt. One to go on there. And one to go on the other side as well. Put that one on. Take you on there. Right, those are done. And let's just go to car status. So we fixed 4 of those on that one side. And then knockings down from the suspension. We've already done that. So we've just got 2 leaf spring U-bolts and a leaf spring plate to do. And then we can go on and we can do those other bits. So where is the other? It's that one there. I think. I want to go to that one. So if I take off that leaf spring bolt there. Does the plate need replacing? That one was at 13%. And then we go for that one there. And we do that as well. That one was at 10%. And then that leaf spring plate, that was at 13%. So I do need another leaf spring plate. So we get that one. One of you. There we go. Only $7. So it's very, very cheap to buy it. And, oh, that's what the leaf spring is. It's that thing through there, isn't it? I'm learning. I'm actually learning. It's like a minor miracle. It really is. And then we go to part mount mode. And we go back over here. So we put that leaf spring plate back in underneath there. And then we go for the bolt there. Put that one on. And we go for another bolt there. And we put that one on. And we've done it. That bit's done. So then we want to come over to here. We want to come onto this side. And actually, we're going to finish doing this next time because I've still got some bits for the exhaust to buy from the shop. So we've got some bits for brakes to buy. And it's both on the back wheels, I think. So if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. We're just going to see if we can repair any of these items. So we got the gearbox i4 repair chance. You managed to repair the part. The part's condition after the repair is 36%. Okay, let's try that again. $76 to repair now. 75% chance. Yes, we've done it again. Right, that's at 63%. That's pretty good. Do we want to risk doing it again? I've got a 79% chance of repairing this. It's a 1 in 5 chance of failure. But that's a 4 in 5 chance of success. I like those odds. You failed to repair it, the part's condition decreased. That's going to have gone all the way back down to like 1% now, isn't it? All that money just wasted. Okay, let's go for the water pump, and we'll try this one. That worked. Okay, if we can get them above 75%, then we'll say that's good. Failed to repair. This one here, this one is at 29. 57, so we're going to want to do one more repair on that one, just to see if we can get it above the 75. 100% that went up to. Excellent. Those two I'm not going to replace, to repair. I'm just going to leave them as they are. So if you take a look, look, that's my timer going off, so that we haven't really run out of time. We had a gearbox here that we were doing so well with. We were so well, and then I got greedy, and we lost it, didn't we? Where did that gearbox go? Can I search through this list? If I go to engine, that might make it a bit easier. I could just go to gearbox, you know. So we've got a gearbox at 10%, there's another gearbox there at 10%, and there's one there at 6%. $22? Oh, I just spent like nearly $250 trying to repair you, and now I get $22 back. What an insult. What an absolute insult. It doesn't look like I can repair any of this stuff anymore, so it might be a good idea if I just sold the whole lot in order to make a bit of cash. I'll worry about that next time. So yeah, we need to get the other bits for this one, and then we can get that one repaired and get it back on the road, I hope. And we can continue on our journey to getting to level 11. Well, actually level 12, but still. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.